guys? It's Jason Thomas, 3C's Mentoring Group, where we have conversations about life. We get information. We highlight people. We have a special guest here today. Who do we have?
Yo, we finally made it happen. Shari
Yes.
Nycole, and I would like to say I'm a media maven. I guess multimedia maven, we can say. And I guess we'll talk more specifics as the interview goes on. But glad to be here, Jason.
So this person here helped me when we first started doing podcasting. We have a picture of her. I might flash the picture so people can see. But she helped us out with setting it up, and our students was telling stories and things like that. So I finally get to interview her. It's been a long time. It's been years. Pre-COVID, I was supposed to do this. So I finally, because she has a lot to add to conversations, and I want to have 15 minutes because my son is tired.
He is ready to get out of here.
So we're going to go ahead. So tell us about, for people who don't know, tell us what you do.
Okay, so to keep it brief, I am a media personality, and that's in TV and digital media and radio. I've also been a producer on the TV and film side for a little over 13 years now, and worked for networks like TV One, Essence, what was it, Biography Channel, A&E. So it's been a great experience doing that. I've done live news, I've done talk shows, I've done documentary, I've done docu-reality, just across the gamut. And currently just really invested on the digital media space and the radio space, and then I also have a podcast, Just a Thought with Shari Nycole, which has been going strong since the pandemic. We are now on hiatus right now, but 4 years strong and probably about 110 episodes in so far.
So you make a living from a digital space.
Absolutely. I am an avid storyteller, and my whole goal is to tell truth beautifully in a way that is bold but not abrasive. That is my mission
That's
statement.
a nice tagline.
Yes.
So we've talked about the career.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about dating.
Why would he save the last 2 minutes for dating?
Because we ain't gonna stay that long.
Not enough time. Let's go and then get out. What you want to know?
Because
it's a fool.
because with you being so busy, so talented, seeing all of this stuff, what is that like? Like, do you, like, people in your industry all move like that, right?
Yes.
So like, if people see the social media person doing all these shows flying around, how is that in a relationship side?
I think perception is not reality all the time, and I think when men see me moving around, especially when they're not in the industry, they create these ideas of grandeur in their mind where they think she's just jet setting, she's all over the place. I mean, I have a job where that requires me to travel, but I'm a couch potato. I actually like to be at home. I love watching TV. Oh my God, yes. My couch is my escape from everything. Pretty simple. I like the movies. I like to go out to eat. I like to do stuff with my friends. I like to go to concerts. Like, I'm very like.
So what would be the worst date that a person can take you on? Like, if a dude want to approach you, what would be the worst date he can take you on?
You know what? You can take me anywhere, but if you don't know how to hold a conversation, that's the worst date you could take me on. I enjoy conversation. And I've come to find that a lot of men out here, sadly, no shade, they struggle with that. And it's also because a lot of women struggle with that. So the issues with dating are cyclic. Like, I can say all day long, these men out here, this dating pool is terrible, whatever, but that's on the back end, in many instances, of a young lady not really being how she should function, or function how she should function in a relationship or dating. This is all a cycle. But for me...
Do you think they don't talk because from what I heard, people say, I can't come in too deep, I can't come in too surface, and then it's the representative you meet in the beginning.
Right.
So do you think maybe they don't know what angle to come in at?
To a degree, but I also think that some people have not been taught how to communicate. And I'm not just talking about talking. They don't know how to listen. Like, communication is also a learned skill set. You can actually learn how to become a better communicator. I think I'm naturally inclined to communicate. I'm a great communicator. It's just a gift God has given me. But even if that's not your thing, you can learn. And I'm not saying we have to have deep talk every time. But that is something that I'm very much into and attracted to that I haven't necessarily found.
So
as
intelligence
much.
and communications.
Oh God.
What if he's intelligent in communication and he's like in between jobs?
It depends on what the situation is. If he's well into his career and he's transitioning, that happens. I've been there.
You open to that.
But it's not like, I'm doing this over here and now I'm gonna do this right now.
Well, give me your red flags then. Give me some red flags.
Red flags. Not well into your career. That is a big one.
Really?
And like, not into health and wellness. Stay all the way away from me. all the way away. If
So
you are
they're not into health and wellness?
You cannot. I can't date you. Period.
Really?
We are not compatible. No. You have to have a relationship with God. If you don't, stay away.
So God, health and wellness,
Yeah.
hold a conversation.
Yeah.
So looks, what's tall, short?
Would you? I'm 5'10", tall.
Would you do a shorter person?
No, we're not.
Why do short guys get the short? What's up with that, man?
It just doesn't feel right because I'm tall and I'm A-type personality. Like it's just too much. I need to feel like I'm the lady.
What if he's short and swole?
Nah. I'm not attracted to short guys. I know that's bad. I'm 5'10", guys.
But you honest though.
Yeah.
Dang. So you got to be taller than you.
Yeah.
This and that. And then the question that people, single people ask me. Well, I don't know what they ask me because I wouldn't know. Where do people go to meet people? Because you out and about. What's the place you've had the most success meeting the most interesting guys?
When I'm working.
When you're at work.
Yeah. And a lot of guys I've dated have been in the entertainment industry. In some way, shape, or form. So I understand, like, when I was younger, I would say, why do these celebrities always date each other? Because that's who they're around.
That's who they see.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every so often you'll meet somebody through someone else. You know, oh, my friend is single, you single, why don't you guys, connect or whatever. But it's not difficult to meet people per se. It's difficult to meet the right people sometimes.
And I think I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to ask anyway. Would you let a guy fly you out?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, but we would have to be talking for a minute. We can't be like, hit me in the DMs like Wednesday and then Thursday you fly me somewhere. Nah.
So it has to
I would love for that. I'm sick of paying all my bills.
So if he want to fly you out,
yes,
you would entertain it.
Absolutely.
But it has to be at the right time.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to that. I am 38 years old. I am grown. Yes.
You can do it.
Yes. And that doesn't mean people assume flued out means other things have to happen. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
It's like, we ain't finna play spades. Like,
I don't even play spades. You know how to play spades?
I do.
Okay.
So give me, I always do my interviews, give me 3 questions because it's 3 C's. And any 3 questions you want to ask, and I'll answer, then we wrap up. We'll get you something to eat, Jason. I appreciate
you got to take Jason to McDonald's or something. He's over here having a time. What's the biggest challenge that you've faced and overcome in your organization? Because it's not easy, obviously. Working with young people is very gratifying. It's worth it, but I know it's not easy. And you've seen generational shifts as well through 3 Seeds. So what's been the biggest challenge that you've overcome?
The biggest challenge is each generation is different, and what worked for class of 2019, 2020 is not working for 23, 24.
Right.
And stuff is shifting. Leadership, the different schools, retention, attention span. So all of those things overall, it's not like the traditional setup, like we do this every year. It's not like that.
Right.
So I think social media saying school is a scam. It's saying they're trying to get your money. The apathy. I did an episode. The students saying like now a lot of their friends are just lazy. Don't want to do anything. And a lot of lies. I think social media is saying so many lies. We're having to combat that.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there saying, go to college, go to trade school, do something with yourself. No, that's lies. All this conspiracy theory stuff. So we're fighting that. And when we ask them like hobbies, what do you like to do? More and more of them, I don't know is I don't know. So we're trying to pull from what you have, and stuff is not moving. That's another big thing we're overcoming. It used to be a field trip would move them. We get sponsors who give us stuff, gift card. Oh, that's nothing. Like, and then we like, what do you want? Like, what would be a good incentive? So the incentive, I guess the dopamine has made the incentive not really a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure myself. And not saying all my students, but when I say when we say what we're trying to attack, it's that.
Right.
They're like, I don't want to go to school. I want to work. Okay, let's talk about that.
Right.
But then you see them working, and the job there, they can't sustain themselves.
Right.
Miss Thomas should have went to school. I know that.
Right.
I told you that. So they think that it looks good. And another one, real estate is a big problem. They want to do real estate. They feel like they can. And I'm like, have you ever bought a house yourself?
Yeah.
They haven't. So the answer, which I always say my biggest thing is mentality. We're fighting mentality with all the distractions and things just trying to influence how they are. That's our biggest thing. And you said it's overcame?
Yeah.
We have overcome that by doing innovative stuff like the show. They like being on the show. We like to bring them back to old school things like tangibles and trivia and games. So we've overcome the apathy in the digital age by being more human and showing more success and reaching out to alumni. Alumni have helped too because they like, these are people who were set where you sat.
Right.
They're doing well now, and
Right.
they speak to how we help them. So the alumni are a big plus to show the validity of what we're doing.
I love
Receipts.
that.
Alumni are receipts.
Okay, I like that, Jason. Question number 2. What do you think is the greatest asset God has given you as a leader?
The greatest asset that I would say the greatest asset is, I gotta remember what asset means. I was gonna say gifts.
Well,
is asset a gift?
Yeah, absolutely.
Asset is gift.
Yep.
I would say my mind. My mind. That's what I would say.
When it's not scatterbrain.
Yeah, because my mind.
You want those scatterbrain geniuses.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because my mind goes so many different places, and I connect dots, and I can think on my feet, and I have vision, and I understand people, and I feel deeply. So my mind, but it came from God. So I don't feel like it's me. I feel like He made me this way, but creativity is at the core.
Yeah.
Take the creativity, and I'm creative in relationships and doing and moving. I'm a creative that can execute. So I would say my mind is like my most valuable thing because I'll hear something and I'll act on it. Like when you were talking, I was like,
yeah.
I take stuff and I know who needs it.
Yeah.
And I thought everybody did that. So I feel like my mind and I think my character too. That's another asset because I know it's bigger than me. I represent more than myself. And a lot of my students, I think of doing something, and I'm like, will this reflect well on what? I always have them in mind. And the people who I'm around, I always want to connect them with them, like the guy who came in here today. So I'm always thinking bigger than myself. It's never in that moment. So my kids would say it's always a lesson, and all, but that's just how I am. I'm always thinking it's always bigger than that. So I would say my mind, my creativity, and I would say my relationship with God. That's not the third thing, but that's the first because I feel like I was created, this is mentality too, I was created to do what I'm doing. So I feel like my assignment and all my tribulations, my ups and downs prepared me for this moment, and it's going to keep preparing me.
Yeah.
Because I'm always listening to what's happening to me, and I'm always listening to people are saying. So I'm always letting life teach me stuff, which is a mentality. Because if you always listening to life, respecting people encounters, and you're on assignment, God keep using you and using you because He know you're going to do right by what He give you.
Yeah.
That was a long answer.
It was good, though.
Okay.
Pastor Jason. Last question. When was the last time you said to yourself, I'm proud of you?
I don't say that. I don't never say that. I don't never think I'm proud of myself. It was a guy who had a tattoo on a tray. I never forget it. Real big on his arm. It said, I will not let pride destroy me. I never forgot that tattoo. Big.
You think it's pride to tell yourself, hey, man, I'm proud of you. Good job? Think that's pride?
When I first hear it, I think of pride. Like if I'm proud, I can be prideful. You know? So it could be a good thing. But when I think if somebody said, I'm proud of like if I got a mic and said, I'm proud of myself for starting this. I'm proud of myself for I'll be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I hear it, you know? Now, granted, you should, I don't say I'm proud. I look at myself as a vessel. I am a vessel to do the work of the Lord. And as a vessel, we could have chose anybody else to do it. I'm just the vehicle to do this thing. So it's like I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like that you chose me to do this, and I need you to help me do more. So I don't think of the proud part because I know I didn't do anything. I just was obedient. Like people don't be proud to be obedient. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's a price to pay.
Yeah.
For
So,
obedience.
but I see what you're saying. Like proud. Like you know, I do reflect and say we did good work. I'll sit and say, you know, my team, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. My students, I encourage them a lot. But for myself, I can't say I thought of myself as that. That's something to think about. But I just think of myself as a worker in the vineyard. You know what I'm saying? I don't think like that. Maybe I should start thinking like that. Do you say that?
Not really, but when I ask other people, it makes me think like, man, I should start doing that. I think high functioning humans, we don't really stop to smell those type of roses. We might
Yeah.
every so often sit in our success for a second, but it's always something else to do or someone else to serve. But I'll say it. I'm proud of you, Jason.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, I think what makes me happy, this is a cheesy thing that makes me happy. I like letters.
Yeah, I heard. You're a
When
letter guy.
people write, man, I came in here one time and the students had wrote stuff, man. I'm like, man, it's hiding here, it's onion. But I like those because you don't have to do that for a person. So if a person takes the time to write something, and I like stuff like that. You ain't that, like, it was like this thing, not a generic one.
Right.
This thing, help. If I get a text from a student or email, I'm straight. Because you're doing it, you don't have to.
Right.
But if you don't, I'm still going to do it. I didn't expect it.
Right.
But I don't think people take the time to do that anymore for each other. They do all of this stuff, and I was just talking about gifts and gift cards.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you get a gift card, it should be specific to that person.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, now we all appreciate money, but it takes
It's the
another level
thoughtfulness.
of
It's the
gift.
thoughtfulness.
Yes, and you have
Thoughtfulness.
to, and even if they don't like it, the thought. So, I'm a Goodwill person. I love this shirt came from Goodwill. Goodwill shirt. It's an event. Look, it's an Avenger Goodwill. I got the Avenger right here. I was like $6. I was winning, but you find the most thoughtful stuff in there because it's so random.
Yeah.
So if I think of you, I'm like, you know what? This would be great, and I present it. You can't find it nowhere.
That's true.
So I get excited doing stuff like that. But everybody ain't like that. They be like, okay, thrift store, whatever. But I like it because I feel like over there, to see that video game, that came from a thrift store.
Old school.
Old school. You can't even find that nowhere.
That's true.
But I'm old.
You're not old, Jason. You better wrap this show up so you
But
can
that
take
was
your
all I
son
got.
to get something
So
to eat.
thank you for being on our show.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
having me
our
on the show.
time.
We made it happen.
And we're gonna talk more about the journalism because I'm really passionate about raising up future journalists and storytellers. And I would like for you to talk more with me offline
Sure.
about how to get them to spot the truth and assignments so that I can incorporate that into what I do.
Cool. Let's do it.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it. Jason, good job. You did great. Take it easy.